Right then, Ben Davison, it's been a while. How are we?
Yeah, it's been a while. How long? A couple of years.
Too long, too long.
No, it's been a pleasure getting away from you two, to be honest.
Yeah, and a new job for you tonight. How was life on comms?
Yeah, it was good. John sort of coached me through it. I was saying there's sort of terminology that you'd use as a coach that your fighters understand, but obviously people at home don't understand. So I had to try and explain it. Probably rambled on a little bit, but I enjoyed it.
And what do you think of the main event tonight, Joyce-Takam? It was brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a strange start from Joe. I don't think it was the best of starts, and it was one of them, we go back to saying the same things we did before the Dubois fight. Oh, he can't get hit by so-and-so like that, but when he got in there with Dubois, he was a lot more switched on, performed better, and often you see that from top quality fighters, that the better they get in with, the better they perform, and I think there was probably an element of that, a little bit of complacency, but also stylistically, Joe's a big, I'm not going to say slow, but not the quickest, big, durable guy, like a shorter, nimble, quick guy, can cause someone problems. But Takam, he may have bagged a few rounds, but I don't think he was ever going to... There was a turning point at the end of the third, and I thought, Andy just put it a good way there. He was winning the battles, but he wasn't winning the war. And at the end of the third, there was a turning point, and I thought the fight was only going one way from them.
Yeah, Takam had a couple of sort of big 20, 30-second spells, didn't he? That kind of maybe took away from the fact that the rest of the round was just Joe Joyce coming forward like we see him do so often.
Yeah, he was exerting a lot of energy, and probably I gave him the first two probably on stealing moments in the round, but overall, very inefficient. And he was never going to be able to keep that pace for 12 rounds against someone like Joe.
And you've obviously seen Joyce a lot. You trained with him up in Big Bear when you were with Fury for the first Wilder fight. You've seen him spar. He's physical. He's always physical, and he's turning into quite an unpredictable and incredibly exciting heavyweight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's certainly an exciting one. The right matchups, you're going to get some real firecrackers with him. But the same questions would be said here, where if so-and-so hits him, but there's not many that punch much harder than Daniel Dubois, and the better the opponent, the better he performed, and I think that'll be the case, stepping up another level again.
And this fight obviously had the factor in it that the winner was the mandatory challenger for AJ and Usyk. Who knows when that fight will happen? Obviously, we've seen what boxing's like. It's been at its absolute peak in heavyweight division over the last year, with things thinking they're going to happen and then not, but when that fight does eventually happen, be it Usyk, be it Joshua, do you think Joyce has got what it takes to challenge those two?
I think Joe will cause everybody problems. It goes without saying, he can't take that consistent, that amount and that consistent type shots off someone like Anthony Joshua. But again, we said this about when he was coming into the fight with Daniel Dubois. I don't think he would. He's a problem for anyone, Joe, and it'd be interesting to see. We'll have to wait and see. I can't have the answers whether he can beat those kind of guys. It certainly poses problems.
And we mentioned before the interview started, he got a good reaction here tonight from the crowd, and I think it's always quite telling. There's a turning point with heavyweights, isn't there, where they start to become a star and they start to get a little bit of wow factor. And I think that Dubois fight maybe was it for Joe, because he started to get good support tonight.
Yeah, definitely. He's always in entertaining fights, because he's probably shipping a few, they're shipping a few. I mean, and it's a little bit more skilled than going down the boozer, isn't it? But no, he's always in entertaining scraps. So you're always going to get your money's worth. And the fans gave him a great reception tonight.
And for you as well, obviously you've just come back from Vegas, or fairly recently came back from Vegas, tied the knot, got married, lots of life changes, but also the trainer of a unified, undisputed champ. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was a great experience to help Josh achieve one of his goals. Phenomenal. We was up against it, going over there. No fans were allowed to travel. So it was literally just us and about 10-15 mad Scotsmen up by the side of the ring. But he got the job done, and over the moon with it.
You personally, I mean, that's the greatest thing you can achieve as a trainer as well. So you must have been pretty pleased with it too, right?
Yeah, of course. But I always say this, like, to help any fighter achieve their goals individually, that's like my passion. That's what I enjoy it for. So whether it's Josh becoming an undisputed world champion or I keep saying it, one of the lads in the gym, Leo, winning the Southern Area title, it means just as much to me.
And what do you reckon is next for Josh?
Just waiting to see. Obviously, he's got a bit of a hand injury. Just waiting to see if he needs an operation. Hopefully not. And see what's on the table.
And we mentioned earlier heavyweight fights. Sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. Things change. Obviously, there's been a delay to Fury Wilder 3. That's been pushed back now, hopefully, to October the 9th. That's the date we've been given. We never know. But Adam Catterall running around in the background. He wants to be there. Who do you think that?
Jealous of my hair.
Jealous of anyone's hair, isn't he? Who do you think that delay favours more? Because it's been a mixed up time for everyone, and Tyson seems to be training for about 9 months now in some camp. Sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's there. Wilder's now training with Malik Scott and trying to change up his whole style. Do you think that delay suits one of them more than the other?
I think it's who deals with it better, and who deals with it better we'll find out on October the 9th. It's all well and good saying, so-and-so's got more time this, so-and-so's got more time that, but if you're really dialed in, Wilder looked like he was dialed in for the fight. I'm sure Tyson was dialed in for the fight. So it's whoever makes that adjustment better, makes the adjustments in their training, recovery, tapering, all those kind of things to make sure they can now peak for a new date in October the 9th.
And the last fight was so decisive. How much do you think Wilder can change?
I'm not too sure. I think that he may approach the fight in an unapproachable manner, as if to say, you step into my space and there's bombs going to be flying, because he just can't afford Tyson to allow Tyson to walk straight at him. If he does do that, Tyson will have to be smart. Still apply pressure, but have to be smart and educated in the way he does so. So it's an interesting fight. It's because Deontay Wilder can punch the way he can punch, he's always dangerous. So the way he approaches the fight, does he come out and say 3-4 rounds, it's me or you? Don't know. So be interesting to see how both guys approach the fight.
And the mental damage really that was done during that second fight, the lasting effect of such a heavy defeat. Is that going to play into it, or do you think Wilder can kind of put that to one side and concentrate on the fight as a new situation?
Yeah, again, it's one of those questions that we'll have to wait to find out. Could it have been the wake-up call that he needed, or has it really, beat everything out of him? As it took all self-belief and all confidence out of him? Those answers we'll have to wait till October the 9th to find out.
All right, then I'll leave you in your school backpack to get over to the hotel. And rest up after your light of comes.
I'll take that one on the chin.
All right, mate. See you soon.